It was a record-setting season last fall for the Hilton Head High football Seahawks. A lot of excitement created, but then a lot of players were lost to graduation and are off to college. Mike Covert and I had the chance to catch up with Coach B.J. Payne at WHHI's High School Football Media Day. You talk about a rose between two thorns. B.J. Payne joining us from Hilton Head High. Reloading, rebuilding, re-whatting after a tremendous year last year?
I think that's an interesting question. I think that I think it's a combination of both. Obviously, we got a lot of guys back that are skill guys and some linemen that are back, and but when I look at our overall team and what we got to replace, I think the two biggest areas is replacing Aiden Haggerty and Martin Dwayne, where Aiden made the offense go and Martin was a coach on the field, and those are the two spots that we really have to have guys step up and make plays.
So who's going to replace? Let's start with Haggerty. That's the one everybody wants to know about. Who's going to be the new quarterback?
Well, we got Colin Kaiser, who was Aiden's backup last year. He's done a great job of developing. He's got some things that he's still working on, and then we also have that wild card that we could throw Bryce Singleton back there. With all his past of being a quarterback. At linebacker, we got 4 or 5 guys right now that are battling out to see who the top 2 guys are going to be, and that's probably not going to be an answer we have until week 1 or maybe even week 3 or 4. But they're all doing great.
Coach, you and I talk a lot about the emotional side of this game. So let's, this is week 1, might as well call it that. So let's just get right to it. How is the emotion on the sideline, in the locker room? What's the atmosphere now that you've got full pads on and it's time to really see who's got what?
I think it's really good. I think in our our initial scrimmage it was great as far as we finally got to see somebody different rather than our own color helmets. But the kids are getting after it. They're doing everything they should do, what they're supposed to do, and they work hard. We don't have a lot of rah-rah guys as far as guys that are really super loud. So we don't have that guy, but we got a lot of quiet leaders, which can really benefit us.
How are you depth-wise? Is that the big concern?
Yeah, we have no depth, so we need to stay healthy. But I think that's just the way the nature of football is now. I don't think it's just us. I think it's every school, it's every state. The new rule of guys only being able to dress one game, whether it's JV or varsity, has really killed a lot of programs and hurt. But we got to develop depth and have guys going both ways, and we got to make that happen.
But you talk about not having the depth. But every year it seems like you're able to cultivate some talent that just sets things on fire. I mean, I still follow Puna Ford, and he's doing a bang-up job in Texas, and the two young men going to West Virginia, or to Marshall in West Virginia. I mean, you are cultivating some D1 prospects that are serious. So how are you doing it with not a whole lot in the backfield?
Well, we're just very fortunate. Those guys are great athletes and great players, and they bought into the system and they work hard. And the thing that gets lost in all that is, Michael Julian's in his 3rd year getting ready to graduate with his degree and work on his master's. Khalil Lewis made the dean's list. Puna made the dean's list. And those are things and expectations that they have with us, and they know that has to carry over. So we're just fortunate to have some really good players, and we coach them up as best we can.
Going to be a whole lot of fun this year. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Coach B.J. Payne of the Hilton Head Seahawks.